You can't just get out and be like, oh, my neck, my back, lick my, and my crack, hey, my neck, my back, hey, my, and my crack, okay? What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Bubbles and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here to explain to y'all and tell y'all the things that you should consider before joining the military. Now, I have been in the military for almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years this July, and it's definitely been a roller coaster all throughout the 4 years that I've been in. Great times, terrible times, blood, sweat, and tears, literally. My body feels like I'm 26 and I feel like I have a 40-year-old body, y'all. They're running me to the ground. But anyways, I first want to start off, since I just say that, the military is going to take your youth, you guys. It's going to take your youth. I feel like I'm way older than what I am. I feel like I had to grow up way faster than I needed to. And all these partying and clubs, I know y'all see in the videos, like, people in the military be lit. Granted, yes, we do. But we don't get to celebrate everything like y'all do. Like holidays, we're not always home for holidays. 18th birthday, 21st birthday, stuff like that. You could be literally in Afghanistan for your 21st birthday, not doing a goddamn thing. Like, it just gets snatched from you. And I'm like, damn, I'm already 26. I joined when I was 22 or 23. And I'm like, I'm about to be 30. And I feel like so old. So just keep that in mind. It's not like, I don't really know. I wouldn't say it makes you old, but it does make you like grow up really fast. Like, it makes you mature. The Army's definitely changed me. I'm gonna make a video on that in itself, but yeah. Another thing, in the military, just like any other job, it's not just the military, you will have toxic leadership. I have had toxic leadership. I've had a racist leadership. I've had homophobic leadership. Like, I've had all types of leaders that have all types of issues. And you just gotta take that into consideration, because it is still the real world. Just like outside of the military, there's people that have all those types of issues too. So just know that just joining the military, it's not gonna like exclude you from the bad people or people that just do stuff to hurt people. Not saying everybody in the military is toxic, but there is toxicity amongst our premises. I don't really have a toxic unit right now. I'm in a really good place. I got lucky, but there are some people that are. There's a lot of sharp cases, a lot of EO cases, all that stuff. It exists. The only difference is, like, we have programs for it. When in civilian life, like, if somebody comes up and smacks you on the boom boom, it's like, hey, you just got smacked on the boom boom unless you go to report it. And it's probably not going to get as recognized and made such a big deal as it would in the military, because they don't play that shit in here. At least not anymore. I don't know about before, but I know right now it's such a strict thing. Like, they be on people for just laying their hand on somebody. And it's like, dang, can I be your friend? You know what I mean? But hey, I respect it because it's needed. I'd rather they be super, super anal than not be anal enough. So that's my part on it. Another thing that you need to consider is that you can go to war. I know right now things are not popping off. We're in a real cool place. It seems like everything's all la-di-da-di. What is it? La-di-da-di everybody. I don't even know that quote, girl. Stop trying to quote stuff if you don't know. Anyways, everything just seems peaceful right now. So if everything popped off tomorrow or in a week, guess what the hell Dahniziac Morrow's doing? I'm going to war. You know what I mean? And that's always something to consider in the back of your head. I may not be out there front line like infantry, because that's their job. Like, they are trained to do killer stuff. You know, we know how to do shooting and stuff like that too. But my job is supply. We have people that are dental assistants. Like, there's not everybody's job out here will work for, you know, a war. But we're all trained to be able to defend each other, regardless at the end of the day. So just because you're a cook doesn't mean you won't be front line. Just because you're supply don't mean you won't be front line. Just because you're a dental assistant doesn't mean you're going to be front line. Just because you're a Army photographer, that is an MOS, being a photographer, that don't mean you're not going to be front line. Like, we are an army. We are a mob of people, and we're all here to defend each other and all that stuff. So don't feel like you're safe on not going to war because of your MOS. We are in the military. We are in the Army. It can happen to any of us. So keep that in mind. Along with going to war, you will also have a lot of injuries, and you are going to get hurt. I cannot tell you guys how many sprains I've had, cuts, concussions. Like, I've had 3 concussions since I've been in. I've been in for almost 4 years, like I said. My knees are terrible. My back is terrible. My body, like I said, it feels like an old lady. I should not be 26 feeling the way that I do. Like, the military has aged me. All this working out, all this conditioning, all these ruck marches, all these field cycles, all these PT tests, it's gonna make a big, big dent on your body. And it's just up to you to keep it up to speed And a lot of people are like, well, when you get out, do you get money for it? Make sure if you guys do get in the military and something happens to you, you go to sick call and you report it. A lot of people are like, no, don't go to sick call. You don't want to look weak. No, listen, honey. If you don't have that stuff reported on paper, when you get out, you try to claim your VA benefits, you're not going to get a penny because you never complain about it while you're in the military. You can't just get out and be like, oh, my neck, my back, lick my, and my crack, hey, my neck, my back, hey, my, and my crack. Okay, you can't do that. So don't listen to nobody when they tell you don't go to sick call or don't go to the hospital or don't do this. Do what you got to do. Make sure that thing is on paper. Make sure you got a paper trail. This hurt this day, this hurt this day, this hurt this day, because you're going to get hurt in the military. This is not a job where you're just bicking back being boo. Like, they're going to be active. And I hate being active. I'm like so tired of being active. I don't know how people do this for 20 years. I'd be like, how are you still walking? I'm on year 4 and I'm like, bro, I maybe got like another 1 or 2 years left in me and that's it. That's why I'm like so debating, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna stay in or not. This is so hard. Okay, anyways, this also happens in the civilian world. But the civilian world, it's a lot more easy to do. Like, you don't get in trouble for doing this. When you're in the military, you cannot quit your job. There's no waking up one day and saying, this shit I'm out. Girl, get your ass up and go to PT. You will get an FTR. They will show up at your house. Like, I've had that happen to me one time because I told my boss to tell my boss that I wasn't going to go in for like a whole situation. Like, I had something going on. And my boss didn't end up, I guess they never got the message. I don't know what happened. And I didn't show up to PT formation. Girl, they was at my door like, Morrow. And I was like, hey girl, like, hey girl. They're like, where were you this morning? Why weren't you at formation? I'm like, I told so-and-so to tell you that I couldn't be there today because it's this and that. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we never got the word to us, so you're going to have to come in and send your counseling for being FTR. And I was like, what? You're going to give me a counseling for being FTR? What are you? But you know what? It was my fault. I should have told the boss instead of just telling my boss because my boss got a lot of stuff going on. But anyways, like I said, you guys, you can't just wake up one day and quit. You're not quitting. This is not a,
you know what, I feel like getting out of bed today
at all type of thing. I feel like the only time that happens is like right now because COVID's going on. If you're feeling sick in the morning, you call the medics and let them know like, hey, I have COVID symptoms. And then they tell you stay at home, wait till your test is ready, go take your test. You're on quarantine for 24 hours so your results get back. Your results get back if they're positive. You're staying on quarantine. I don't know for how many days now. They keep changing it. It went from like 14 to 10 to now 5, I think. I don't know, child. But yeah, you can't just wake up and quit. If you work at McDonald's, you could just stop showing up. Ain't nobody coming for you. Nobody looking for you. They just fire you and keep it pushing. But you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? You want to keep a good rep on you. And I have a good rep on me right now. I've had a stable job for almost 4 years and it feels good. So when I do apply for a job, it's like I'm used to showing up to work every day. Like, it's not normal for me to not show up to work. Before I joined the military, girl, I'd be in that bed like, I'm not going to work today. And it was so responsible. I just don't feel like going. And that's just not a way to live. So be responsible, show up to work. Don't think you're quitting because you're not, because they're going to find your ass and you're going to get in trouble. Okay? But you guys, that's all I have as far as things to consider before you join the military. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and drop it down below in the comments. But until then, thank you guys all once again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on next time with the next video. Peace.